I film the stories of people from all walks of life, and this is what happens behind the scenes. With me, the one-man film crew and storyteller, Lance Latchman. I was reflecting and it amazed me that I interviewed over 300 backpackers for the series that I created on backpackers around the world. I travelled the world on £10 a day, lived out of hostels, caught multiple planes, trains, overnight buses whilst working, which is something that you don't see a lot of people doing. I met so many different types of people from all different backgrounds, from all walks of life. And it was one of, yes, the toughest challenges, but also the biggest lessons that I've learned in my life came from this journey. Now, all I had on me was my camera, a microphone, and a deck of cue cards. So one of my favorite parts about filming this series is that the questions I presented to these backpackers, they wouldn't see until they were actually on camera.
Question.
It's fascinating because while I was walking the streets, 9 out of 10 people, even though they didn't know the question, would agree to take part in the Cuecard project. Even if the question was something as wild as, does sleeping with a ladyboy make you gay?
I've slept with 2 ladyboys because you have to do everything in life twice. The first time you have to do it to get over the weirdness of it, right? It's just awkward. And the second time you have to see if you actually like it. And if the second time you're not sure, you have to do it a third time.
People are partying, getting drunk, and going wild essentially. But one thing that did provide was people who wanted to tell their stories even when they were hungover the next morning. Just like Ellie, who made me laugh so much on this filming session. Check out this video.
I forgot about that! Oh, sh**. And I was in 3 earthquakes, which essentially means I'm invincible. But one of the earthquakes, I was on the top bunk, and the next morning, someone was like, oh, sh**, did you feel the earthquake? And my brother went, I thought that was you getting out of the top bunk. An earthquake? Me. I mean, I'm big, but I'm no earthquake, am I? This is no natural disaster. That was quite scary. I forgot about that actually.
It's not often that you actually get to hear the stories firsthand of a scary travel experience, but fortunately, I met Helen Blumen.
And I was like, I need to go, I need to leave this room. And he was standing by the door and he was blocking me and he wasn't letting me out.
So one of the things that inspired me most on my journey was meeting extraordinary people, like the 80-year-old traveller living out of hostels and having visited every continent in the world, but also Tommy, the one-legged ex-army veteran who can do a backflip and I can't even do that, but also does surfing and extreme sports to push the boundaries on life.
Hopefully that inspires other people, even without injuries, to go out there and to really charge it, to go full send and live their life to the max, because we've only got one. And so I just want to help other people live it to the max.
So as I said before, I didn't know how to film, edit, or do any of these things before my journey. And not only that, I had to deal with living on a budget, living out of hostels, the constant travel. So it was a massive challenge from many different angles. But I really believe that one thing that pushed me through this journey and allowed me to produce this backpacker series was the inspiration I got from the people I met along the way. I was truly inspired, and the whole point of this trip was to learn from others, to expand my mind and connect with people from all corners of the world. And I believe I achieved that with this series. But I would say the biggest thing that I've learned from this whole journey was the backpacker community, in my mind, is one of the last standing communities in the world to harness every culture, religion, race, creed, colour, like every form of human, come together to share time and space, to learn about each other and connect on a deeper level than what we do on a normal day-to-day basis. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week. Take care.